Welcome to the Multidimensional Realities podcast, your portal to cosmic insights and soul liberation. I'm your host, Ebony Shalom, interdimensional experiencer, divine channel, and quantum energy specialist. This is no ordinary podcast. It's an experience that has the potential to transform your reality as you know it. Together we explore divine insights and bring light to the collective consciousness. Are you ready to enter the void? It's very interesting. I've not done this before, so I'm finding this is really cool because it's showing me two sides of the story, but then it's actually balancing things out, which is like super cool because I didn't know what I was going to do here. I was just like, oh, we'll do a divine masculine and feminine energies and see what we can bring through. So this is creating a story essentially about these energies and how we can balance them out. It's highlighting how they haven't been balanced and also pinpointing how they're coming back into balance, which is creating a bigger picture of how we've been programmed and conditioned, which is really cool. Okay. And think the fact that I'm seeing these energies shifting and balancing shows me that we are creating balance within ourselves as a collective and coming back into that natural state of being. So that's super cool. So let's have a look now in our heart space of what's happening. So the divine masculine energies and the balance of these energies in our heart, how are they expressing? What is the overall energy for the expression here, please? I hear learning to love the self without the ego. Let me explore this. I hear learning to love the self without the ego. Let me explore this. I hear learning to love the self without the ego. Let me explore this. I literally am seeing like men take off armor. Like it's like they've been wearing this armor to protect themselves from the world. I literally am seeing like men take off armor. Like it's like they've been wearing this armor to protect themselves from the world. And recognizing that they don't need to wear this all the time. They're finally taking it off. They've created this space where they know they can be, or they're learning to create a space where they can take that armor off and just be. And so essentially it's kind of like coming home after a hard day of work. You know, you come home and you've got this space where you can just be, but this is different. This is without expectations and without the need to be anything except free to be. And so potentially that energy, that free to be without the need to be on guard and protect themselves, that energy that it's falling, it's coming off, it's being taken off because that's exhausting. And the divine masculines are sick of having to operate in that world where they have to be on guard and there's expectations on them that creates a totally different persona and makes them wear this armor. They're not doing that anymore. So recognizing that they don't have to. And that there is actual peace and freedom to be felt when they put down that armor. And so working towards that, they're the energies that I can see there. because I feel like what I'm hearing is it's kind of like they're saying, F it, what's the point anyway? And so when they've stopped to ask, what is the point? Why do we work and slave our asses off? And why are we doing this? And it's like, no more. I'll work, but I'm not going to kill myself doing it. I'm going to put down the armor and make sure there is time for peace and freedom for me to express myself and just be, because that's living. And so the recognition that's felt in the heart and trusting the instincts and dropping out of ego, those energies are all assimilating in this network here. And this is how they're expressing. And so then if we have a look at the divine feminine energies, and especially the expression through the heart, let's have a look here for the Earth Realm Collective, the overall energy, the imbalance or the energies that are assisting in balancing out this center to create that union, to create that balance. What are we looking at? Seeing here is like a lady, and so the divine feminine, and she's kind of just running around free to be. And there's no attachments. So learning to detach, this feminine energy potentially is learning to detach from the expectations also that have been put on her, so that she can learn to love herself in a way that's freeing also, and not taking responsibility for everyone and everything, so that she has that time to just be and express herself, because she realizes that that's important. It's important for her to just be without the need to look after everyone and be responsible for everyone. And so the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies have played a certain role and have been conditioned and programmed to play a certain role. And that's not to take away like our natural instinct. We have natural instincts as nurturers and protectors, but we also have that in ourselves as well. Like the masculines will have nurturing and the feminines will have protective energies, like they work together. But instead of the masculines using that protective energy in a way through the ego, going out in the world and I'm going to show them who's boss, like instead of that, it's protecting their own heart space and their own sense of freedom and sovereignty, and knowing that's the most important thing. And then anything after their freedom and sense of peace, like that is first and foremost. Then we look at how we're going to show up in the world without that armor, if that makes sense. And so then the women or the female or the feminine energy, breaking down the programming and the conditioning that has told us that we have to look after everyone else before our own self. Like that is an old paradigm that's coming down. And so freeing ourselves of the attachment of over nurturing everyone, looking after everyone, and recognizing that if I don't look after myself, then I'm not giving my best to those that I love, because I have nothing left to give. Essentially, I'm constantly giving, so that when we fill our own tanks up, then we have more to give. And so these energies have been playing out, and it's very interesting because these energies have been playing out for quite some time, which shows me how ingrained they are into our society, how ingrained they are into our blueprints. The programming goes deep, but the good news is that we've got the masculine energies taking off that armor, recognizing what's important, what's really important, and the feminine's doing the same, but in totally different ways, which then combine those two energies, and you've got a really nice balance coming together there. And reinstating without that programming, like the natural protective and nurturing without crossing boundaries, without overstepping and going out into the world and having to care for everyone at the expense of your own energy and giving so much that you've got nothing to give, and also having to go out in the world and fight for a position or, you know, create some kind of persona that ranks you as being the strongest or the toughest or whatever in your field. Like that's we're coming back and we're creating balance. So I hope I can see that in my head. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it right, but that's what I'm seeing. So these are the energies that are being really, this is going to help us create balance within ourselves. Okay. So these are the energies that are being really, this is going to help us create balance within ourselves. Okay. So these are the energies that are being really, this is going to help us create balance within ourselves. Okay. So these are the energies that are being really. Subscribe, share, and become part of our cosmic community.